Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be diving into something that I think a lot of our listeners are interested in. We're going to be talking about affirmations for healing.
Yeah.
And we're basing this deep dive off of a document called Affirmations to Heal.pdf. And I
Okay.
think you're going to find this one really interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about kind of like the power of positive self-talk and how that can kind of help to reshape your mindset and really actually like promote healing in your life.
Okay, so like the core idea is that affirmations, like these positive messages we give ourselves are like a key part of like the healing
Yeah.
process.
It's about shifting that kind of like internal dialogue that we have. And the document actually gives a couple of examples like, I am healthy, I am strong, just like simple statements like that.
Yeah.
But they really illustrate how powerful, these simple statements can be at challenging some of those negative beliefs that we tend to hold on to and replacing them with something that's a lot more empowering.
Yeah.
And the really fascinating part is that there's actually a lot of science to back this up.
Oh, okay. So this is where it gets interesting for me.
Yeah. You see, affirmations really tap into this idea of neuroplasticity. So by consistently feeding our minds these positive messages, we can actually start to rewire those neural pathways in our brain and create lasting change, not just in our thoughts, but also in our physiological responses as well.
Wow. So it's not just like thinking positive, it's like literally changing the way our brains are wired.
Precisely. And there was this really interesting research study done back in 2013 by a researcher named Creswell. And they did this randomized control trial with participants who were struggling with chronic stress. And what they found was that a daily affirmation practice actually led to like a statistically significant decrease in their cortisol levels over time.
Wow.
Cortisol, as you know, is that big stress hormone.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fascinating. So it's not just like, we feel good, like there's an actual like measurable physiological change happening. But I'm wondering, like, I know a lot of times with this kind of research, there are some limitations. Like, do we know if the impact of affirmations varies like from person to person?
That's a really great question. And the research does suggest that the individual responses can vary. Creswell's study focused specifically on people who were struggling with chronic stress, but more research is definitely needed to understand how other factors like personality or the severity of whatever someone's facing might influence how effective affirmations are.
It's kind of like all those like disclaimers on the supplements, like, results may vary. Okay. Well, regardless, I mean, reducing stress is incredible. But I know the document also talks about how affirmations can like boost our belief in our ability to heal.
Mm.
Can you talk a little bit more about that, especially like in the context of chronic illnesses?
Yeah. So think of it this way. When you're repeating these positive statements, you're actually activating areas in your brain that are related to self-worth and acceptance. And this in turn can build resilience, which is super crucial for navigating any challenge really, but especially things like chronic illness, trauma, or even just dealing with prolonged stress. It's about cultivating this internal environment that is supportive of healing.
Right. So if you believe that you can heal, then it makes sense that, your body would sort of follow suit.
Right.
And that ties back to like this whole idea of the mind-body connection.
Exactly. It's about aligning your thoughts with your healing goals and really empowering the body to recover and thrive. And it's not about ignoring the physical realities of illness or anything like that. It's really about just harnessing the power of the mind to support those natural healing processes that the body has.
Right. Okay. So I think we've learned that affirmations are way more than just these like feel-good phrases. They're really like a practical tool that we can use for reshaping our mindset, reducing stress,
Mhm.
and even potentially like aiding in healing.
Yeah.
Just by fostering this strong mind-body connection.
Exactly. And the science behind this is still evolving, but what we do know is that by intentionally changing the way we talk to ourselves, we can trigger real changes in our brains, our bodies, and potentially lead to better health and well-being.
So as we wrap up, I have a question for everyone listening, and it's something to kind of just ponder as you go about your day, and that is, considering all this science, all these potential benefits, how can you personalize affirmations to kind of target the specific areas that you want to heal in your own life? It's something to think about. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
We'll see you next time.